Welcome to English Grammar 1, Unit 18. Used to do. Used to plus the base. Used to plus the base form is used to express a habit that was going on in the past, but it is no longer done now. A habit that is finished in the past. So to express that habit, either we use to plus the base form, or we can use as well past simple. Study this example situation. A few years ago and these days. A few years ago, Diane doesn't travel much these days. Means now, these days, now, at the present. She prefers to stay at home. Now she prefers to stay at home. But she used to travel a lot in the past. That means in the past, she used to travel a lot, but this habit is finished now. Now she prefers to stay at home. So we say she used to travel a lot in the past, for example. And here we use used to plus the base form, travel, to express a habit which was going on in the past but no longer done now. She used to go away 2 or 3 times a year in the past, but now she doesn't go away. She used to go away is a habit in the past, as is not done now. She used to travel a lot as well is a habit in the past. She traveled a lot regularly in the past, but she doesn't do this anymore. Now this habit is finished. So we say she used to travel in the past. And now she doesn't travel. Now she doesn't travel. B. Something used to happen means it happened regularly in the past but no longer happens. Means now it is not happening now. So to express a habit that is finished in the past, we use used to. For example, I used to play tennis a lot, but I don't play very often now. If you look at now, you will find that this habit is finished because the speaker says, I don't play very often now. So this habit was in the past. So in the past, he said, I used to play tennis a lot. Here, the speaker used to plus the base form play to express a habit that is finished in the past and no longer done now. David, another example, David used to spend a lot of money on clothes in the past. He used to spend a lot of money on clothes. We use here used to plus the base form spend. These days he can't afford it. Means he doesn't do that again now. So this is a habit that is finished in the past. Third example, do you go to the cinema much? The other person answers, not now, but now the person doesn't go. But I used to means but I used to go in the past. And in the past, the person here used to go to the cinema much, but now he or she doesn't do that. So it is a habit that is finished in the past. We also use used to for things that were true but are not true anymore. Here we mean to speak about states or situations. And if we look here, we find sometimes the verbs are not action verbs, linking verbs. For example, this building is now a furniture shop. This is what first example. This building is now a furniture shop. Now it is a furniture shop, but in the past it used to be a cinema. Here, to speak about a situation that was in the past and finished now, we can use used to. We can use used to. So here we said it used to plus the base form of is be. So we say it used to be a cinema in the past. I used to think Mark was unfriendly. Here the verb think is a state verb, and we speak about a belief in the past. So we say I used to plus the base form think. Mark was unfriendly, but now I realize he is a very nice person. Now he is something different. I realize that he is different. So the situation or the case was in the past, but no longer there now. So we can use to plus the base form. In the third example, I have started drinking tea recently. Means I have started drinking tea recently means in the past I never used to like it before, or I never used to drink it before. So the habit which was in the past, that I like tea in the past, is finished. So I said I never used to like it before. And here never to indicate the negative, and the speaker here used to plus the base form like. Nicole used to have very long hair when she was a child. Here in this sentence we understand that Nicole now has a short hair. So that state is finished. So we can use to plus the verb. So the verb is have or had, and when it is used after used to, we put it in the base form, so it becomes used to have. So we can say Nicole used to have very long hair when she was a child. Let's move for C. In C, I used to do something is past. When we use used to plus base form, here we speak about a past habit, a repeated action in the past, but it is no longer done now. So to think of the present situation of this used to, a past habit, the opposite of past habit is a present habit, and the present habit is used in the present simple. So what is the opposite of used to plus base form? The opposite of used to plus base form is a past habit. The opposite of past habit is the present habit, and the present habit is used in the present simple. So to make the opposite of used to plus the base form, which expresses a past habit, we use present habit, so we use present simple. So you can't say I use to do for the present. No, we use a present simple directly. Compare in the timetable, we have here past, he used to play, and the present habit, that is a past habit, he used to play, we use here used to plus the base form. and the present habit is he plays. A past habit, we used to live. A present habit, we live. A past habit, there used to be, and the present habit, there is. A past situation, here. A past situation, there used to be. Here, present situation, there is in the present. So, we used to live in a small village, but now we live in London. We all of us know that London is a very big city. So the past habit is finished, the past verb or the past repeated action is finished. So we use to express it, we use to plus the base form. So we say we used to live in a small village, comma, but now we live in London. In the past we used to plus the base form. But for a present habit, a present situation, we use a present simple, the verb we live in London. There the verb live is in the present simple. There used to be 4 cinemas in the town. Here, a past situation. We can say there were, we can say there were 4 cinemas in the town. Or we can say there used to plus the base form of where is be. So we say if we use used to, we must follow it by the base form. So we say there used to be 4 cinemas in the town. That is a past situation. For a present situation, now there is only one. Here we use present simple is. So the opposite of used to plus the base form, a past habit or a past situation, is a present situation, a verb in the present simple. A verb in the present simple, like the verb live and like the verb is in the 2 examples. D. What is the question form of used to plus the base form? Used is a past verb, so we must use it. We must use did in the question in order to form yes or no question. So we use did and we change used into use. So it becomes, did you used to eat a lot of sweets when you were a child? When you were a child, a habit when you were a child. A habit when you were a child, a habit in the past. So we use used to plus base form, used to plus eat. And to form a question, used is a past verb, so we use did, and the verb used is changed into its original verb, its base form into use. So it becomes, did you used to eat a lot of sweets when you were a child? And the negative form is didn't used to or used not to. In the negative form, we have here 2 possibilities. We have here 2 possibilities, not one. The first possibility, the common or the classic possibility, is using did plus not. So we say, I didn't used to like him. I used to like him. To make it negative, we say I didn't, and use goes back to its original verb. So it becomes use. So we say I didn't use to like him, or we can put we can put not directly to used, and used here is used as if it is an auxiliary verb. So it is used directly with used. So it becomes I used not to like him. E. Compare I used to do and I was doing. When we say I used to do, we speak about a repeated action in the past, or we speak about a habit in the past. When we say I was doing, we speak about a continuous verb or continuous action in the past continuous. The difference here is that I used to watch TV a lot. It was my habit in the past that I watched TV regularly in the past, but I no longer do this. This is not done now. I don't do this now. So it is a habit that is finished in the past. That's why here I use to plus the base form. In the second example, I was watching TV when Mike called means I was in the middle of doing the action. I was in the middle of watching TV when Mike called. The action was in the past. It was continuous at a certain point of time when Mike called. It started before that point of time and continued after that point of time. So when Mike called, I was in the middle of doing the action, in the middle of watching TV in the past. So here we use past continuous. We have already studied this part. F, the last in this unit, don't confuse I used to do and I am used to doing. If you look to both forms here, you will find used to plus base form as the part which we have studied previously in this unit. But in the second part, I am used to, you will find an auxiliary verb am, and it can be am, is, are, that depends on the subject, and used to, and plus verb plus ing. If you have am, is, are before used to, then used to is followed by verb plus ing. In the first form, I used to do, to is infinitive followed by the base form do, and in the second form I am used to doing, to is a preposition and the preposition is followed by gerund verb plus ing. The structure and meanings are different in both cases. In the first case, I used to do means that is a habit in the past. I used to do, but I no longer do it now. I am used to doing means I am familiar to doing something. I am familiar to doing something, or doing something is normal or natural for me. I don't feel that it is strange or difficult for me to do it. It is familiar for me to do this thing. That's why we use I am used to doing. So there is a big difference in meaning between both structures. The structures and meanings are different. Let's see the first example. I used to live alone. I lived alone in the past, but I no longer live alone. In other words, maybe now I live with my family. But the habit living alone in the past is finished, so I say I used to plus the base form live alone. That is a habit in the past, or that is an action in the past, repeated in the past and not done now. When I say I am used to living alone, when I use am, when am is used, am is are, before used to, then we use verb plus ing after to. Because to here in this case becomes a preposition and we follow it by gerund verb plus ing. And here the meaning is different. The meaning here means I am familiar to living alone. I am familiar to living alone. I enjoy living alone. It's normal for me to live alone now. We don't speak about a past situation. We speak about present situation. Doing something is familiar for me. So I say I live alone and I don't find it strange or difficult because I have been living alone for some time. It's normal for me to do this action. It is familiar. That is something different. In the previous form, use to plus the base form expresses an action that was a habit in the past or repeated in the past and no longer done now. We don't do it now. But in the case of am used to plus verb plus ing, here we speak about an action I am doing now and I did it before and now I am doing it and it is familiar. We don't speak about the action itself, we speak about or we want to express that it is not strange or it is not difficult for me or it is familiar for me to do this action. Now, that's all. Thank you.